Hey YouTubers, got a couple of different products here from a company called ALLPOWERS. This is their S300 portable power station, and then this is their SPO12 100 watt portable solar panel. So in this video, I'm going to be reviewing the portable power station, but after this video ends, I will link it to this video where I test this unit with the solar panel. It's already nighttime here. You know, it's not like I can go out and test the solar panel. I'll have to do it tomorrow, but I know this video is going to kind of be long and drawn out, so I didn't want to make you have to watch this one to see the performance of the solar panel, so I'm going to split it up. So now we're going to go ahead and do the video on the S300 portable power station, so stay tuned. So I'm not going to waste much time on an unboxing. You can see that it's a nice box, and the reason it's not closing is because I've already pulled it all out of here and charged the unit up. So I'll let you know whenever you get the unit, it does not come charged. So I found that to be a little bit strange. Usually most of the power stations that I get are at 30, 40, 50%. But this one was just completely discharged. So from some of the other reviews that I've seen online, that's pretty normal for this particular power station. So I'm not sure what's up with that. But I don't know if ALLPOWERS is just trying to save money on their electric bill and not charge power stations up, or what's going on. Probably one of the smartest things that I've seen a power station company do, and that's provide a little bag. It's not very big, but big enough to house your charging brick and, you know, any of your cables that you might have. You know, you've got all these output ports on here for charging phones and all your devices. So this would be a good place just to keep, you know, the charging brick and then the AC cable that hooks into the charging brick all in one place so you don't lose it. Plus this little bag gives you a nice place to store your user manual, and I have looked through this just briefly, and I gotta say the manual's pretty good on it. The power station weighs a little over 7.5 pounds, 8 1/4 wide. It's 4 3/8 this way. As far as your height, it measures 7 1/8, and that's with the handle down. Now when you pull the handle up, it is kind of hard. It does kind of stick right in there because it's got like a rubber or silicone on the bottom of there, so it does kind of stick, you know, coming up and down. It is just below 9 inches from the very bottom to the top of the handle. Now onto the power station. I just wanted to give you a all the way around look of it. And I gotta say, it's a good looking power station. I like the size of it. I like the way that it looks. Right here on the very front, you've got your 3 buttons. And I will say that they are hard to see. You have to really kind of turn it and angle the light just to be able to see what it says on the buttons. And the first button here, it's got a Bluetooth symbol on it. And then the next one says DC, and then the last one says AC. And again, you can barely read the buttons. The second thing you'll notice is there's no dedicated on or off, because this unit here just remains in standby until you turn the DC or the AC buttons on, and it kind of remains in standby. So it is going to use a little bit of power. Now I have played around with this unit over like the last few weeks, left it just uncharged, and I think it's been about 3 weeks, and I come back and it was at like 38% with nothing plugged into it and it just being on standby. So if you're looking for something that, you know, you're going to charge up and forget about it for months on end, this is probably not the product for you. But you know, if you're going to use this product all the time, I would say, you know, this is definitely a good power station to get. Just simply because if you're using it all the time, you're going to be charging it and you're not going to worry about it running down because you're going to be constantly charging it here and there. But like I said, after about 3 weeks, it still had 38%. So you can kind of guess how long that battery is going to last before it completely runs down. So, you know, I don't want you guys to buy it and, you know, charge it up and then you might need it and then you go to get it to use it and it's dead. So I just wanted to put that out there that it does remain on standby. So I'm going to show you all the features that it has here in the front, and you can see that you've got 2 AC ports, so you can plug in your household AC devices into those, and then you've got a light here on this side and a light on this side, and you can turn them on, one on at a time, so that's pretty neat. And then you come down here, this is a Bluetooth button, and if you mash it, it doesn't do anything. You have to hold it in for a few seconds in order for this to turn on, but once you turn it on, it lights up green, and now you can actually see it. And then it does have an app that you connect to your phone, and I gotta say the app works flawless. I haven't had any problems with the app. So next, we just wanted to show you how the app works with the power station, and it's pretty cool. We're gonna go ahead and turn the light on first. and you can see that it's very responsive. It turns it on and off just with the click of a button. And then next we're going to turn on the DC. And you can see that when you turn the DC on, it lights the DC button up. Also turns power on to the DC ports here on the side. You can see there's a plethora of them right there. We'll show them to you here in just a second. But then next, we're going to turn on the AC. But as soon as we turn it on, you can hear that the fan comes on immediately. As soon as you turn on the AC, that button lights up right there. The inverter turns on whenever you turn the AC button on. So that's why the fan kicks on, so it don't overheat. So, you know, keep in mind that if you're not using this power station, do not leave the AC button turned on, because you'll run your battery down a lot faster and it won't last it as long. It is pretty cool here on the app because it does tell you what your battery percentage is, and right now we're at 100%, and then it tells you how long it will last down below that. So it is pretty neat, and I gotta say I'm very pleased with the app. So we're gonna work on this side now. I'm gonna go through and tell you what all this is. Right here on this first port, that is a USB-C power delivery port, and that has 60 watts input, so you can hook a charger like a phone charger up to this and a USB-C cord, and you can actually charge the unit through that input. But it's also an output as well, and it's 100 watts output. So if you want to charge a device like a computer or a phone, you know, if it's capable of charging up to 100 watts, then you could get 100 watts out of that. Now these other three USB-A ports, they're just your standard USB ports. They're not quick charge or any of that. And then over to the side, you've got two of your 5525 barrel connector ports, and those are your ports that are good for like CPAP machines and things like that. And then you've got some venting right in here. And, that is where I believe your fan is on this side over here, where that vent is. You can barely hear it roaring whenever you turn the AC on, and I'll let you hear it. You can hear that noise, and you can feel the air blowing out, coming out this side. So you don't want to block this side of the unit, you know, while you're running the AC. Now here on the other side, you can see that right there is a 5521 input, and that is where you would take and plug in your charging brick barrel connector so you could charge the unit. And then right beside the input there for the barrel connector is an Anderson port where you can plug in a solar panel. And then you've also got this little 12-volt cigarette lighter port. And this cigarette lighter port is pretty good for, say you go to the lake or something and you need like one of those inflatable pumps. A lot of those run on, a cigarette lighter plug like that. And then also some of your 12-volt fans. That does come in handy. I'm glad they included that. So the S300 power station is rated for 300 watts AC, and, it has a 500 watt surge. And, the AC puts out 110 volts at 60 hertz. And it is a lithium ion battery. And again, it is 288 watt hours is the capacity. Now, if you'll notice here on the top of the power station, you've got a wireless charging feature right here, and it shows to put your phone there. Well, I'll be honest with you, I've got a Samsung S8, and I can put this thing up here, and I've only gotten this thing to charge maybe one time with it in the case. Now, you can pull it out of the case, and it's a little bit better, but not by much. I mean, you really have to get this thing held, just right. You see right there, I got it to charge, but that's out of the case. Now, I've got another phone right here. This is a Z Fold 2, and I figured out if we put it right there to the very edge and then move it back about a half an inch and kind of offset it, then it charges. Now, if you try to put it center, it never charges for some reason. I don't understand why they didn't make the charging pad big enough to where it would charge no matter where you put it within the vicinity of right there in the center. Now, just to show you I'm not crazy, I've got a wireless charging pad plugged into the unit right here, and I'm going to show you the Samsung Galaxy S8 in its case, and you're going to see that I'm just going to put it right there in the center of that pad right in there. And as long as you get it close to the center, that it charges right up, no problem. I use it every night, so you can see right there, there's no problem. And then you can put it on this side. Now, I just wanted to mention, in order for that wireless charging to work there on top, you have to have that DC button turned on. So also right there with just the DC light turned on with nothing plugged into the unit, it shows that I've got 98 hours and 4 minutes of now 3 minutes of runtime. So whenever I turn this off, watch the time increase. Now it jumped up to 123 hours and 13 minutes. It takes it a few seconds to stabilize, but 123 hours and 13 minutes. And that the reason it does that is because whenever you have that DC turned on and the AC turned on, it takes a little bit of power. It uses power and takes it away from the length of time that it can run on that power station. So if you turn everything off, and it's gonna last longer. That's what I was saying. If you turn the AC on, watch how it diminishes. It was at 123, now it's at 49 hours and 54 seconds. And keep in mind, that's with nothing plugged into it, and that's with 100% battery life. Now, right over here, you can see that on the screen, it shows AC there on the bottom. And then once you plug something into it and start using it, it tells you the output wattage. So with this unit, you can run something up to 300 watts and a 500 watt surge. So it's pretty neat as far as the screen. It is color, screen. You can see it's got the white and then the blue there in the middle. And I do like the way the screen looks. It's nice and sharp and you can see it pretty easy. I just wish they would have put something on these buttons to make them a little bit easier to read. Now, if it was me and I was going to use this thing all the time, I would probably take me a little silver Sharpie and write DC and AC on there just for the sake of being able to see it a lot easier. So the way that you charge this unit is right here on the side. You've got a 5521 barrel connector, and it comes with a 60 watt charging brick, and you just take and plug this in right in there, and then you turn the unit around to the front, and it'll tell you right in there that there's 5 watts, 6 watts, and it takes a few minutes for it to increase, and it should end up somewhere around 60 watts of power coming into the unit. You can see right there it's already at 22. So with the unit being plugged into the AC charging brick, it only got up to about 51 watts. If you want to charge it a little bit faster, if you have a phone charger or a special charger like this, for phones and laptops and things like that, this one's from SlimQ. You can plug this in here into the USB-C power delivery port, and it can increase the amount of power going into the unit that's charging it. And right now it shows that I'm getting 44, 50, 53. I'm getting about 62 watts is where it stabilizes out at. 61, 62, 63. And the way that I know that is because my cable here has a readout and tells how many watts that this charger is putting into the unit. And then right here on the screen, it shows that it's got 122 watts coming into the unit. So I'm getting roughly 60 out of the SlimQ charger, and then 50 something out of the AC charger. So that comes up to a total of 122 watts. So it's pretty fast charge. So the manual says that if you're using the charging brick, it puts out the 50 to 60 watts. It says that it should charge the unit in 5 to 6 hours. Now, if you want to use a cigarette lighter, it can use up to 80 watts max input, and it takes 4 to 5 hours. And then it says if you want to use a solar panel, that you can charge up to 80 watts. And it's funny because the solar panel that comes with it is a 100-watt solar panel, but the charge controller will only allow 80 watts to go into the machine. So with an 80-watt or 100-watt solar panel, it's going to take about 4 to 5 hours. And then with a USB-C charger, just plugged into like this SlimQ charger that I've got here, it can accept 60 watts, so that's 5 to 6 hours charging time. And then if you want to use the phone charger and the AC charging brick, it says with both of them at the same time, you can charge with a max input of 140 watts, and it says it can take 2 to 3 hours. So I hope that covered all the times and the different charging scenarios for you. So this is the SPO12 100-watt solar panel. that I have to charge this unit up, and I'm not going to be able to charge it tonight because it's dark, but I just wanted to show you that in my next video, this is how I'm going to be charging it. You can see when you buy this solar panel, it's nice and compact, and once you unfold it, you've got all the little panels there on the inside, but then it also comes with a lot of stuff to be able to make this solar panel work with not only this power station but some other power stations as well. First and foremost, it comes with some little alligator clips and an inline fuse there where you can use the solar panel to charge up a car's battery, and then it comes with micro USB charging cable right there, and then it has some barrel connectors and some odd looking connector there. It's a little bit shorter than a USB. I've never seen one like that before. Not real sure what that is. But then it comes with this cable right here, and what you want to do is just plug this in right in there, and then once you plug it in to the solar panel, to the S300 unit, and that's how you're going to be able to get power from here to there to charge the unit up. But I'm not going to get into showing the solar panel off till tomorrow. Just wanted to show you how you would connect the solar panel to this unit. Now this is not included, it is extra, so you know it's not included with the unit whenever you buy the S300. You have to buy it separately. So in the very beginning of this review, I showed you that the S300 here come with a pouch to put all your accessories in. Well, whenever you buy the solar panel, like I said, it comes with all those cables and the alligator clips for charging it with a battery, your barrel connectors, and that USB, micro USB cable, and your manual. So this is when this little pouch comes in really handy, because you can put both your manuals in there for the S300 and then the solar panel, and then all those cables, and then you just zip it right up. And then now, if you need something, everything is already in one location, and you can see that you've got everything you would need to charge the unit, all your cables and everything all in one little area here. And so it just makes it really handy. So that's why I like that pouch, and that's why I wish every portable power station company would include these. So I just wanted to show you guys that this S300 is pure sine wave. You can see right there that it's nice and distortion free. Alright guys, so I know this looks like one hell of a mess, and it is, and I have to clean all this up, but we're going to do a load test, and you can see I've got all kinds of stuff plugged into here, and we're going to really put it to the test. As you can see, we're going to start over here. I've got 3 of the VT powered USB light bulbs, and they've all got a switch, and they only use 5 watts a piece, so there's 15 watts right there. This fan here, I believe it uses 5 to 7 watts. I can't remember exactly, but it's somewhere between 5 to 7 watts. And then this light here, I just tested it with a watt meter. It uses 25 watts. It's a halogen, it's not a LED. And then I have a box fan down here, and I'm going to be running it on high along with this. This is a hair dryer, and I think it's rated for like 1,000 watts. With it just on the cool mode, it only uses, like when I had it plugged into the wall in there in the bathroom, I tested it with a watt meter and it was pulling like 177 watts. But when I plugged it up into here, it's not using as much wattage. I don't know why. I guess the voltage, is not as high on this. I don't know if that affects it somehow, but it was pulling like 177 watts in there with a watt meter. But I've got all the AC stuff plugged into the watt meter. And then as far as this little fan here, I have it plugged into the cigarette lighter port here on the side. And as far as these USB lights, I have all 3 of them plugged in right here on the side. And everything else that's AC is just plugged into this watt meter. So I'm going to go ahead and get that screen lit up, and I'm going to plug some stuff in, and let's see, right there on the power station it's showing 26 watts, and then right there on the watt meter it's showing 25 watts. So it is pretty accurate, and it's bouncing 26 watts on the power station. So it is pretty accurate, I give it that. And so next, let's go ahead and turn on the 12 volt fan. It jumped up to 27 watts right here. I know that's not right, that's a little low. It uses more than 2 watts, so it's not too accurate when it comes to reading like the wattage of DC products. And then I'm gonna go ahead and switch these 3 light bulbs on over here on the to the side here. And if you're interested in these light bulbs, like I said, they only use 5 watts each. They're like $20-something for a 4-pack, and you get some splitters, so you can turn one USB outlet into 2, and it comes with the splitters and all 4 bulbs for like 25 bucks or something like that. I'll put a link down in the description. I'm gonna go ahead and look and see where we're at. It says right now that we're at 37 watts. I know that's a little low, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the first AC product, and you can see it's this blue cable here, and it's going right here to the floor to this box fan, and I'm gonna turn it on high. And it's reading right here. Let me get it lit up. It's showing that it's 84.4 watts, and on the power station it's showing 98 watts. I don't know how well you guys can see that. 98 watts and 84 watts. And the reason it's different is because this is only reading, the power station's reading DC and AC. The watt meter's only reading just the AC. So it's not accounting for the USB fans and the lights and the fan. So next we're gonna really kick it up some, and I'm gonna turn this on low. And again, right now we're sitting at 98 on the power station and 84.1 on the watt meter. Hold your ears, might be a little loud. But right now it's reading 224 watts on the watt meter, and on the power station it's reading 242. So we'll let it run for a minute or two and just see if it can handle it. I can barely hear the internal fan running on the power station, but I can barely hear it. It's just at a whisper, but it is running. And again, the power station says 242 watts. The watt meter's at 224. And keep in mind, again, the watt meter is only telling you the AC side of things, where the power station's telling you the AC and the DC lights and the DC fan that's plugged in. I'm not trying to confuse you guys. I just want to be upfront and honest. I'm going to give you a good thorough testing. But you can see this thing has no problem running to 242 watts. And I wish I had something else that would get me up a little bit higher to the 300. But I went around my house looking for different products, trying to boost it up, and this is about as close as I can get it. I wish I had another box fan, but no doubt it'll run with 242 watts. So next, we're going to overload it and see what happens when I put a lot of wattage to it and I put this thing up on high and it has to produce heat. We'll see if this thing shuts down, and at what wattage does it shut down. So here we go. It should cut out if it's going to do what I think it's going to do. There you go. It turned off all the AC products, but the lights and the fan that are DC are still running. But I'll look here on the watt meter, and it should tell me the high was 483.9. That was the highest surge wattage that this thing's seen. So it was able to handle 483 watts, and then it cut out. So gotta say, I'm pretty impressed, and there's no doubt that this thing would handle 300 watts. But you can see that I've got a ton of stuff plugged into it, and I'm not trying to hide anything. You can see there's those 3 USBs, and when I unplug them, the light turns off. And then right here on this side, you can see the fan's plugged in. When I unplug it, there we go. And then the blue cable here is the box fan in the floor. And then this is for the hairdryer, and then this is for this 25 watt halogen light. So That's everything plugged into that watt meter. Alright guys, so as you just seen, I was able to get up to like 250 something watts, and man, this thing ran perfect. Now, it does have a surge capacity of 500 watts, and I was able to get right up there with that. And so this thing, you know, once I went over that 300 watts, it ran it for a few seconds, and then it shut down. And so it did what it was supposed to do. All the safety features are still there. But, you know, I wanted to let you know that whenever, you know, it shut down from being overloaded, that right here, you'll notice that the light where it says AC, it went out. And so the way that you would reset the inverter to keep, you know, using it after you overload it is you can mash the button and hold it in, or you can just go right here to the out and hit the button, and it turns the AC light back on, and you can hear the fan and inverter kick on. So that is pretty cool. I like having that app. All right, guys. So for the next little test, I just wanted to turn on this this hair dryer again. I'm gonna put it on the cool setting where it's about 140-150 watts. It'll show up here on the screen. But I also wanted to not just show you here on the screen, but I also wanted to show you on the app that it shows you the wattage. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on low, and you'll watch it ramp up. And you know, I just wanted to show you this because I think it's a really neat feature. I love the app. You can see right there that it's showing 142 watts and that it's at 90% charge. And then I'm going to overload it again. I'm going to jack the wattage way up and watch it shut down. And you heard it shut down and the alarm sounds, and then, you know, it won't turn back on until you turn that AC button back on with the app or the mashing it here on the front. So I'm going to just show you that. You can hold that button in. You have to hold it for like 3 seconds, and then it resets itself. Now I can turn this back on. I just want to wrap this video up. This has been the review on the ALLPOWERS S300 portable power station, and I gotta say, I'm pretty pleased with it. Now, there is a couple things that I would like to see them change on this unit, and that is putting an on and off button on there. So, you know, whenever you're not using this, it doesn't lose battery power. You know, it's going to eventually run down. And like I said, I had this thing on standby, you know, just hanging out there in the closet for like 3 weeks, and then when I went to use it, it was only at like 30-something%. So, you know, there is some standby power consumption because you can't turn it off. So I would love to see them just put an on and off switch. And you know, as far as the other thing, the wireless charging there on top, it doesn't work that good. I wish they would expand that charger out, make it a little bit bigger where it's not so hard to get it to charge. But other than that, the power station seems to run great, and it's got a nice display. You know, the lights are awesome, and you know, I can't say anything bad about it. It is pure sine wave. You've seen that, and you've seen that I did test it out really well. And so other than those two things that I mentioned, oh, and the buttons here, they're not very readable if they're not lit up. So just those 3 things, and you know, I didn't see any major problems. Now, I know right now it's fixing to be Thanksgiving, I think next week, and so they're running some major deals on these between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So you might want to check them out right now. And then if you're interested in seeing this thing work with this ALLPOWERS solar panel, I'll be doing the testing. And after this video is over, I'll pop this new video up, and you can see how this power station works with this solar panel. And this is the SPO12, I believe that it is. But it's the ALLPOWERS portable solar panel, and it's 100 watt. So that's one of the options that they recommended for this. There's another solar panel on there as well, but this one just folds up a little bit smaller than the other one. The other one is like a fold in half style, where this one folds up into like a real tiny little piece. So anyways, I appreciate you guys watching, and as always, I hope I brought you guys an informative video review. And if you would, please help me out. Like this video, it really does help with the YouTube algorithms and all that, and I appreciate all your support and all that. So if you're interested in these USB light bulbs from VT Power, I'll put a link in the description, as well as the watt meter that I use and the oscilloscope that I used. I'll put all that stuff down below, and you can check that out. And get it through my affiliate link, and I do earn like a tiny little bit of commission from it. So it just goes to help the channel out and all that. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and make sure you watch the video on the solar panel. See ya.